WNBA playoffs presented by Boost Mobile. Tonight, the best rivalry in the WNBA is renewed. It's the Mercury against the Lynx. But first, let's go inside each locker room.
This last part of this season, look, we've got a lot of new players, haven't we? But we've come together as a unit. We've come together as a unit. We're playing our best basketball right now. Okay, so all we need to worry about there is to go out there and just play one possession at a time.
Biggest message we got to send is not here, not tonight. They might want game one, but it's not happening. Not here, not tonight. All right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
Not that easy. Go, baby.
Lynx, 1, 2, 3, Lynx!
I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, good, get out of the place. If you can.
Phoenix's domination continues.
To bigger things, I begin to spread my wings.
The WNBA's best rivalry is about to be renewed.
I got fire under my feet.
Minnesota is headed to its 5th straight Western Conference Finals.
Keep it down in my seat.
Welcome inside, perhaps the best venue in the WNBA, the Target Center in Minneapolis. It's game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Minnesota Lynx and the Phoenix Mercury. Taking a look at our playoff brackets, the big picture. The Eastern Conference Finals already underway. New York a 1-0 series lead. Game 1 tonight in the West. The star of the Phoenix Mercury, Brittany Griner, caught up with our Holly Rowe moments ago.
Well, Brittany, to get back to the WNBA Finals and defend your championship, you have to win a game in this building. But they're 18-2 here, so what will it take tonight to get that win?
Us just coming out playing hard, knowing that, you know, when we come out of the half, they're one of the best teams in the third quarter, so we're going to have to come out with the same intensity that we come out to start the game with.
You have 23 blocks in the series against Minnesota tonight. How can you assert yourself defensively?
Just being smart, being in the right place, being active, going to block shots and alter shots, and not fouling and not, you know, just letting Seal go directly to the basket and get layups.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you.
Well, Brittany Griner, certainly one of our need-to-see players.
She was outstanding, especially on the defensive end. In the first round against Tulsa, averaged nearly a triple-double. She expects to get a few more of those here tonight, and then Maya Moore led all scorers in these playoffs at around 26 a game. She will need to continue her offensive onslaught for the Lynx to beat the Mercury tonight.
3rd straight year these teams have met in the conference finals. 4th time in the last 5 years. In the previous 3 meetings, the winner has gone on to win it all. Fowles and Griner, who met in the finals last year, will jump. Fowles, a member of Chicago then, now in her first tour with Minnesota. Phoenix coming off a sweep of Tulsa. Minnesota, a hard-fought 3-game series win over LA, and a good start there on the corner pop from Chargai as Phoenix drills its first look.
Minnesota likes to start out games playing a little bit of zone defense, but they will play primarily man-to-man, and that's what you see from Phoenix, man-to-man defense as well.
Lob inside to Fowles, who finishes, and that is exactly what Sandy Brondello was expecting early from Minnesota. Moore looks inside offensively to Sylvia Fowles.
Minnesota worked on that play repeatedly at their shoot-around this morning.
Moore comes over, pokes it away, and controls it. The lob down low, Whalen gets to it and will belly back around. How about the jumper? A little bit too strong from Fowles.
I like the aggressiveness, though, from Sylvia Fowles, because there are times in the first round against Los Angeles where she was not looking to score. She needs to be offensive-minded here tonight.
Scored 9 of her 13 points in the 4th quarter of Game 3 and really came alive, something Minnesota needed to see. Griner working on Fowles. Each of them 2-time Defensive Players of the Year. Griner winning the award this past 2 seasons. Whalen committed to the jump and ended up giving it away. Here's Monique Curry. A little bit off the mark. And Lindsay Whalen, such an important player for Minnesota. And Cheryl Reeve told us before the game she felt like in Game 3 they finally got her back. It dealt with a lot of injuries at the end of the year, but she saw the player that this team needs to play to its identity.
She started to come alive in Game 2, the loss against Los Angeles. You see the delivery from Whalen to fouls there, but she said that was the one bright spot when they lost in LA, was that Whalen got back to who she can be.
This woman has been a bright spot all postseason long. Brunson on the steal. Whalen frees herself, a little bit too strong. And the loose ball ends up with Griner. Nothing going down early for either team as Brunson got to it, knocked it out of bounds. Maybe hit Bonner, but it will be out on Brunson.
Brunson was so good defensively in that first round against Candace Parker. She said this is a little bit of a different series for her on the defensive end of the floor. She's going to be more of a help defender, helping her guards.
Phoenix, the defending champions. Minnesota, the champions in 2013. Here's Bonner on a three.
DeWanna Bonner was hot from the three-point line in the first round against Tulsa as well. Continues it here early in this game.
Was 4 of 7 in the first round. Shot 57% overall from the floor as Fowles can't finish and Moore is out of bounds.
Sylvia Fowles did not get a lot of touches on the offensive end in the series against Los Angeles. Only averaged 6 field goal attempts a game in that series. Minnesota needs more from her, and she's looking to provide it here tonight.
Bonner steps inside and knocks down another. Confidence with the early stroke from DeWanna Bonner, a first-time All-Star this year. (8-2) lead for Phoenix, hushing this Target Center crowd. Whalen gets it inside to Fowles. On Griner, goes the other way and is able to score. And that's what Cheryl Reeve wants her players to do when they're on Brittany Griner. Don't be predictable, make that extra move.
Great job by Sylvia Fowles. She needed the little step through. There are times this season where she's taken it right at Griner and she's paid by getting her shot blocked.
Griner had 11 blocks, a WNBA playoff record in Game 1 of their win over Tulsa. As Curry cans the jumper. That's a player who's come on of late for Phoenix and a very important scorer.
Sandy Brondello has encouraged her. This is the reason we brought you here. You are a scorer. You do not need to defer to the big three. I need to make this a big four.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Rebecca Brunson will pick it up. Her first. Anna Cruz will check in for Lindsay Whalen. And Cheryl Reeve is going to take a timeout. Phoenix out to a 10-4 lead early in this first quarter. This rivalry, perhaps the best in the WNBA. We will show you exactly how the West was won when we come back.
The WNBA Playoffs 2015 is presented by Boost Mobile and in part by State Farm National Bureau of Assists. No one assists alone. And Taco Bell's new $1 Daredevil Loaded Grillers. Try all 3 if you dare.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Introducing the State Farm National Bureau of Assists. Sebastian Curry, twin of Stephen Curry, has a master's in disasters. Summer Bird, twin of Sue Bird, stops at nothing except stoplights. Darius Lillard, twin of Damian Lillard, says there's no I in assist. Don Stockton, twin of John Stockton, Chief Assist Officer. And of course, Cliff Paul, assisting as a new starting 5.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
I know what you're thinking. You think I can't. You think I can't go as hard as you. Cross you up and go coast to coast. You think I can't train like a beast. give it everything I have, get her to school on time, be who I want, love who I want. You think I can't do this all while chasing my dream? Watch me.
Chiefs, Packers at 8:15, Monday on ESPN.
Well, Phoenix and Minnesota meeting in the Western Conference Finals for a third straight year. 6 of the last 8 Western Conference titles have been won by one of these two teams, and 3 of the last 4 league champions, either Phoenix or Minnesota. As we welcome you courtside at Target Center, Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. When you think of this rivalry, what do you think of, Rebecca?
I just think of exciting matchups, and everything is on the line when these two teams play. They fight it out to see who can win the Western Conference in the regular season. Now we're here in the postseason as well. It's always great basketball.
We take a look at what's gone on in the playoffs when these teams have met. Minnesota has won 5 games to Phoenix's 2. Phoenix, though, winning the Western Conference Finals and then the finals overall last year. Minnesota sweeping Phoenix in 2013 and 2011. The winner of the Western Conference Finals when these two teams have met has gone on to win the finals each of the previous 3 meetings. Phoenix with a fast start. Brittany Griner trying to add to it, and she traveled. Let's check in with Holly on the latest Minnesota huddle.
Well, Cheryl Reeve came to that huddle, and she was furious. As soon as she sat down, she yelled right at Maya Moore, and the team played defense. They came out not playing any of the scout team defense and the scout report defense that they had set up. She said, if you can't deflect, if you can't get up and pressure the ball, you're not going to be out on the floor. She wants a much more intense defensive effort from this Lynx team right now.
Well, Holly, who is Maya Moore guarding on the defensive end but DeWanna Bonner? And she was the one who's scoring so well for the Phoenix Mercury.
Now Sylvia Fowles slipped, is in the backcourt dealing with her left shoe. As she is, Phoenix has a 5-on-4. Bonner launches anyway, no one there on Griner except for Brunson, and that's enough. Not only does she end up clawing the rebound, but she draws the foul as Sylvia Fowles was sitting down in the backcourt after having slipped, and now she'll gingerly walk to the Minnesota bench.
Yeah, I thought at first look at Sylvia, yeah, you see it. Her left ankle rolls right over. Looks like one of those, Ryan, though. You can tape it up a little bit tighter and come back out on the game, come back out in the game.
The foul's being looked at right now by head athletic trainer Chuck Barta. Augustus gives it up. Moore can't handle. Not a good look from Augustus, and a sloppy possession from Minnesota.
So now without fouls on the floor, you have Rebecca Brunson guarding Brittany Griner. If I'm Phoenix, Brunson's a great defender, but doesn't have the same size. Look inside the BG.
Instead, it's Dupree who can't handle on the whipped pass from Bonner. And that is turnover number 4 for Phoenix. Minnesota also with 4 turnovers. Uncharacteristic of these teams to be so sloppy with the basketball.
They haven't resulted in easy buckets going the other way, though. So unlike the series against LA for Minnesota, they haven't been able to get those easy transition buckets off those turnovers.
Augustus denied from behind by Curry, and then a late whistle from Mai Forsberg.
Curry is not happy. It looked like she got all ball on the backside.
I was wondering if they called her for the foul on the pursuit of the loose ball after the block, but Augustus is going to the line, so clearly it was on the shot.
Simone Augustus with the nice cut. No, that was all ball. That was a nice block by Curry. But that's what Cheryl Reeve wants. She wants her guards with their size cutting to the basket. She said that's our identity, getting those good cuts and then layups at the rim.
Sylvia Fowles on the bench. Let's check in with Holly about Sylvia Fowles.
Well, Sylvia was complaining of pain on the outside of her left ankle. They've examined her, and they had her stand up and do some balance tests. She appears to be okay. They did not tape her up. She's just redone her shoe tightly, and we expect to see her back out on the floor.
You saw her just giving the thumbs up down the bench to assistant coach Jim Peterson.
And what happens? Now that Rebecca Brunson was moved over to Brittany Griner, Devereaux Peters on Candace Dupree, and Phoenix was able to capitalize on that.
Moore tries to squeeze one baseline. Another turnover, number 5 for Minnesota. On the break, Curry will finish, and it's all Phoenix early on here in Minnesota, a 14-6 lead.
That was one of those turnovers that resulted in an easy score the other way. Maya Moore, slow start on both ends of the floor here tonight, Ryan.
Without a field goal attempt thus far. This is the leading scorer of the postseason, the second leading scorer in the league and last year's MVP. Cruz will step in. No, and Griner the box out. And the down court heave. Bonner thought about it. Phoenix has hit 5 of its last 6 shots. Bonner weaving inside, wanted the whistle, didn't get it. Now Minnesota can push with numbers as Bonner is stuck in the backcourt. Moore in transition gets on the board.
You know that's coming. When Maya Moore is in transition and you see her eyes look down at the floor to see where the three-point line is, you know she's measuring it up.
Cheryl Rivas told us, I will never tell Maya don't take a transition 3, as Dupree, again, all too easy on the drive to the rim.
And I'll say it again, it's because Rebecca Brunson is not the one defending her. A little easier to get by Peters.
Candace Dupree, a 5-time All-Star, 18th all-time in this league's history in scoring. Here's Brunson, working on Griner. 5 to shoot. Brunson gets inside for the finish and the foul.
Phoenix starting out slow on the offensive end of the floor, but the last 2 possessions, they have been able to come alive.
A 3 from Maya Moore for Minnesota, and now Rebecca Brunson looking to complete the 3-point play. Leilani Mitchell has checked into the game, along with Noelle Quinn for Phoenix. Anna Cruz, Brunson, Fowles, Moore, and Whalen on the floor for Minnesota. Bonner will pop and hit. How about DeWanna Bonner? 8 points, 3 assists already in this opening quarter.
Cheryl Reeve has to be frustrated with the miscommunication that time on the defensive end. DeWanna Bonner with a great start. You don't want to lose her defensively.
Moore with a hand in her face. A little bit short, but follows it up. Finds Fowles. Had Moore, will try the reverse, and Griner denies it. Could have gone with the give and go and more of the easy finish. Here's Leilani Mitchell from the foul line, creating for herself.
How good has she been in her role coming off the bench? She started the majority of the games this year for Phoenix. But since she's been coming off the bench and could focus primarily on scoring instead of playmaking, she's been outstanding.
Her numbers have shot up. She was 4th in the league in 3-point shooting. And Phoenix has a 9-point early lead. Brittany Griner showing that prowess inside early.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
So Courtyard is the official hotel of Super Bowl 50. You're the marketing geniuses. What do you have planned? Wow. Impressive.
It's even a little dangerous.
Yes.
Skycam.
Every guest gets a highlight reel.
Highlight of what?
Not gonna sugarcoat it. This one's not my favorite.
To see a great idea, go to Courtyard.com for your chance to wake up in the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. Courtyard, official hotel of the NFL.
The ice is nice, but I miss the bubbles. Not the same without bubbles.
Back in Minnesota, Phoenix with a 21-12 lead over the Lynx. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Cheryl Reeve can't be pleased with the defensive effort she's seen thus far in this opening quarter, and the turnovers, Rebecca, very uncharacteristic of her veteran team.
Yeah, they're turning the basketball over, and Phoenix has done exactly what they needed to do. Come into what can be a hostile environment, shoot the ball extremely well, that they're at 69%. They have not let this crowd get involved and be a factor early in this game, and much of it is due to what DeWanna Bonner has been able to produce on the offensive end.
Well, if you look at this Phoenix team this season playing without Diana Taurasi, without Penny Taylor. You say, well, how do they have the backcourt playmakers they need, the ball handlers they need to be in the position they are right now? That young woman's play is a huge reason why.
Huge part of it.
Out of a double team, Fowles throws it right away.
That time, Phoenix looked like they were in a matchup zone. There was somebody open. Fowles just threw it to the wrong spot.
6 turnovers for Minnesota. Bass can't hit, Fowles the rebound. Here's Maya Moore, the finals MVP in 2013, the league MVP in 2014. Cruz denied, and a 7th turnover, and now a loose ball foul on Cruz. And Cheryl Reeve is storming up and down that Minnesota bench looking for answers.
Well, and Brittany Griner's not in the basketball game right now. So she wants her team to find a way to get the ball into Sylvia Fowles. There's a mismatch inside now on Fowles.
Cruz out of the game, Renee Montgomery in. Montgomery had perhaps her best game of the season back on August 30th against Phoenix. A player who Cheryl Reeve thinks could be a key factor off the bench for Minnesota in this series after she played sparingly in the first round. Bonner with the bomb, no, had heave, but the offensive rebound to Dupree. Minnesota 18-2 all-time at home in the playoffs. And the home team has won each of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, between the playoffs and regular season. Shot clock at 5. Here's Bonner. The floater denied by Fowles, and Minnesota can hold for 1. Whalen weaving. Brunson will pop. That goes in. If it didn't, you were going to have an unhappy Cheryl Reeve leaving that much time for Phoenix to operate. Here's Mitchell with 1 second left. Off the mark, and the first quarter comes to a close. Phoenix comes in and throws an emphatic jab at a very difficult home court team. A 21-14 lead after 1. Second quarter action. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is coming up next.
Hey kid, we short a guy, wanna run? All right.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a winner when the bird is a winner when the bird is a winner.
Hey kid, we're short a guy.
Wanna run?
Hey kid, we're short a guy. You're up.
We should have killed that guy.
So are we. Let's go.
Hey, we're short a guy. Let's go.
Hey kid, we're short a guy.
Hey kid, what are you doing? Short a guy, put this on. 9 by 69 through 70.
Where's he going? Yo, kid, where you been? The shorter guy. You want to run?
All right.
Well, everybody's heard.
Everybody find some shade and a glass of lemonade.
Welcome to Sports Center. We are men wearing makeup, talking about sports. Let's turn our attention to the National League.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.71.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site.
On Deal Dash, I got this $349 mixer for less than $25.
iPads sell for as little as $5, laptops for $10, and professional cameras for as little as $20.
I won this iPhone for $8.48 at DealDash.com.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
Try Deal Dash today. If you don't win, get your money back. But hurry, everything must go. Go to DealDash.com now to start bidding.
In my first 4 months on Deal Dash, I won 104 auctions.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
Welcome back to Minnesota, here with the Phoenix Mercury head coach Sandy Brondello. And coach, when was the last time you drew up a start like this and it planned out just how you wanted it to?
Not very often in Minnesota, but look, we're on a good start, but look, the game's not won in the first 10 minutes, so look, we'll just hopefully continue what we've been doing.
It's not a matter of if, but when Maya Moore gets going. What are you doing that's good on her, and how do you continue doing that?
Well, Tawana Bonner, she's a great defensive player, and look, she's got that length, she's staying up and in, and we're just trying to make every shot a contested shot for Maya.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
21-14 lead beginning of the second quarter for Phoenix as Augustus misfires, and then Mitchell locks up Brunson. You know, Maya Moore struggling in that opening quarter. Just 2 field goal attempts. And Tawana Bonner all year long, Rebecca, it was a key number for you going into this series, has done a great job on Maya. Take a look at the difference in field goal percentage versus the rest of the WNBA and then versus Phoenix.
I mean, it's because of the presence of Tawana Bonner. 6'4", long, plays defense on Maya Moore extremely well. Right now, Bonner not in the game, so Curry has drawn that assignment. So it'll be interesting to me to see in the next couple of minutes with Bonner on the bench if Maya can get herself going.
A little violation there on Phoenix. It'll be Minnesota basketball. You see Tawana Bonner getting a breather. Moore fouls Whalen Brunson as fouls get pushed for 2, and Augustus are the 5 on the floor for Minnesota. It's Dupree, Curry, Noelle Quinn, Misty Bass, and Leilani Mitchell for Phoenix. Phoenix built that 7-point first quarter lead without getting a single point from 3-time All-Star Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner on the bench now, which is one of the reasons Minnesota had that play call on the side out of bounds, and reason Fowles was able to finish easily.
Moore tosses ahead. Whalen finding Moore. Giving it up quickly to Brunson, who frees herself for 2.
There was a stretch near the end of the season where Rebecca Brunson was struggling to score that, to make that shot, but it is there and big if she can make it for Minnesota.
Sandy Brondello wanted a timeout. Leilani Mitchell didn't see her, and now Whalen is free for 2. A strong response from the Lynx to begin the second quarter.
Minnesota can get themselves going on the offensive end when they do this. Get out and transition. Whalen finishes the easy 2. It's a 1-point game.
Carbs to compete. Electrolytes to replenish. Everything you need to keep sweating.
Kaiser Permanente, a leader in preventive health care.
Kitten in the tree.
Fix the pipes.
Very good.
Arrest that leprechaun.
And limbo.
Your balloon's getting away.
The robot?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Sorry, Kev.
Did it stay tucked?
Yep.
Yeah.
The new Stay Tucked Crew. We tested it, so you know it works.
So Courtyard is the official hotel of Super Bowl 50. You're the marketing geniuses. What do you have planned?
Wow.
Impressive.
It's even a little dangerous.
Yes.
Skycam.
Every guest gets a highlight reel.
Highlight of what?
Not gonna sugarcoat it. This one's not my favorite.
To see a great idea, go to Courtyard.com for your chance to wake up in the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. Courtyard, official hotel of the NFL.
The ice is nice, but I miss the bubbles. Not the same without bubbles.
If you love shrimp like I love shrimp, Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp is kind of a big deal. It's finally back with as much shrimp as you want, any way you want them. One taste of these new pineapple habanero coconut shrimp bites, and I already want more. They even brought back wood-grilled teriyaki shrimp. Yeah, you heard me, teriyaki! And really, what's not to love about buttery garlic shrimp scampi? Here, the sweet, spicy, crispy possibilities are as endless as the shrimp. And yeah, they're endless, but they won't last forever.
A 6-0 start to the second quarter for Minnesota. They've cut the Mercury lead down to 1, and a sequence moments ago that Sandy Brondello never wanted to happen, Rebecca.
Huge momentum play for Minnesota. Right here, you see the screen. Lindsay Whalen gets nailed, goes to the ground, but right there, there was Sandy Brondello calling a timeout that whole time. Whalen gets up, what happens? She's on the other side of the defense. The first run out for Minnesota, but look at that hit. Misty Bass is so good. That's a very legal screen. Whalen's teammates need to tell her that it's there, but it resulted in a nice momentum play for Minnesota.
Out of the timeout, Phoenix reinserts Brittany Griner. Phoenix had not scored since Griner went to the bench. An 8-0 Minnesota run dating back to the end of the first as Griner scores her first field goal of the night right on cue.
No surprise that she's back in or that Sandy Brondello drew the play to get her the ball on the block.
Moore? You bet. So pretty. Maya Moore's second field goal of the night, 2 of 3, 5 points. Kayla Francis getting some time here for Phoenix. Joanna Bonner back in as well as Griner doesn't get the roll. Moore the rebound. Minnesota the chance to take the lead. Moore sets herself up and cans another. First lead of the night for the Lynx. A 12-2 run for Minnesota, dating back to the end of the first quarter. Trailed by as many as 9. Bonner wanted the whistle, never got it. Now Moore the rebound. Here's Whalen. Hearing. Brunson goes baseline and is back. Kayla Francis hit with the personal, Brunson to the line, and the momentum has swung.
This is a Phoenix Mercury team right now that has to regroup. Crowd getting behind Minnesota. Minnesota team that is finding its identity here in the last couple games of the playoffs. A lot more production from players outside of just Simone Augustus and Maya Moore.
Taking a look at the series schedule. Game 2, Sunday on ESPN, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday, if necessary, back here in Minnesota for a deciding Game 3. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or access the WNBA app. Last year when these teams met in the conference finals, a 2-1 series win for Phoenix. The season before, a 2-0 sweep for Minnesota. And Curry travel. Phoenix started this game 9 of 13 from the floor. They're just 1 of 9 since.
And what did we see in the last series when LA was playing here? Times where players got frustrated, whether it was the officials or whatever. You see a little frustration now with Monique Curry. You cannot allow that.
Fouls all alone. That's easy work for Sylvia Fowles.
Who is this Sylvia Fowles? She emerged in the fourth quarter of Game 3 against LA, and she's here to play again today.
8 points, 6 boards, and this is why they got her.
Sylvia Fowles, 6'6". Griner has to help. Beautiful board. This is the Sylvia Fowles that can help you win the Western Conference.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to Data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
It's not long. That tiny moment of anticipation before the next song. But it's all the time we need. We've already studied every note, every beat, to bring you this song. Your song. Right here.
Everyone needs protein every day. There are more than 20,000 different proteins in the human body. They fuel our energy, support our metabolism, amplify our performance and recovery. They're essential for good health. Your body's best source for protein? GNC. Now get the world's best protein formulas at an astounding price. Buy any GNC protein powder and get one half off. Everyone needs protein every day. And now all GNC protein powders are buy one, get one half off. Only at GNC.
Wish Friday's endless apps would keep going? Wish granted. For just $10, our new street taco skins, classics, or one of 8 new styles of wings are endless. $10 and every day's a happy Friday.
The new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander has been completely redesigned with over 100 improvements. In fact, we changed so much that one spokesperson couldn't do it justice.
The Outlander's had some very impressive work done.
The front wiper de-icer melts.
The interior is exquisitely appointed. Quieter cabin.
The dramatically transformed 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander, the most advanced CUV we've ever made, well equipped for under $23,000.
I'm Matt Berry, live at our Bristol studios. If you like ping pong balls and lotteries, tonight is your night. The WNBA Draft Lottery coming at halftime. Seattle, San Antonio, Connecticut, and Atlanta all vying for the top spot, possibly Breanna Stewart. Halftime coming up, Western Conference Finals.
All right, Matthew, well, we look forward to that. That will be at the half. You see the 4 teams who are in contention for that first pick, Rebecca.
And it's so coveted. What a very deep draft this year, but the reason that #1 pick is coveted is because Breanna Stewart is a senior, and she can have an immediate impact in this league her rookie year.
Sort of the way Phoenix felt when they got the first pick with Brittany Griner. A different kind of player,
yes.
But no doubt we know this player's going first.
Yes.
That happened in 2013 as Curry misfires. Phoenix with just 2 points over the last 5.5 minutes after having built a 9-point lead. Here's Augustus with this step and the finish. The Avalanche won't stop right now. Minnesota has built a 7-point cushion. 18-2 run. Bonner denied. Shot clock at 7. Now it's at 3. Charguy racing in, can't flip it home. Cruz bursting ahead. Cruz to the rack. Whoa, Bonner got in there and swatted it away. And now Minnesota will reset. Cruz needs help. Finds it in Moore. 3 to shoot. Moore, the crossover, the dish, and fouls the hit. Pretty poised with the shot clock waning.
Maya Moore, aware that the long arm of Brittany Griner was there, delivered it perfectly to fouls.
Phoenix trying to find some way to stop the bleeding. It is a 20-2 Minnesota run.
I like getting the ball inside to Brittany Griner. I thought Phoenix should have looked for her on the last possession on the block. when she has space and can post up low, she can score. Sylvia Fowles doing a good job pushing her up the lane. But I still think Brittany Griner has to be your #1 option right now for Phoenix.
How about the advantage on the glass, Rebecca? Right now, Minnesota up +8, 15-7. Sylvia Fowles has as many rebounds herself, 7, as Phoenix has as a team. Poked away, and Fowles is going to get hit with a whistle there, and she doesn't like that one. And that's foul number 2 on Sylvia.
Take a look at Sylvia Fowles. We talked about her coming to play today. The numbers, the difference in the first round and tonight, yeah, it's a different matchup. It's a more favorable matchup for her in terms of Brittany Griner's another big, strong, low block player.
More on Sylvia from Holly as Cruz gets hit with the foul, and Chargai will go to the line.
Well, keep in mind, Sylvia Fowles only joined this team after a trade in July 27th, so it's taken some time to get acclimated with this Lynx group. But on the bench in Game 3 on Tuesday night, she got frustrated. She was watching Devereaux Peters get more playing time, the other bigs get more playing time, and she said, you know what? Finally, I decided I don't want to be on the bench anymore. Coach Reeve told me you have to be stronger, be more aggressive, get after it. And that's the version of Sylvia Fowles that we're seeing tonight. Pushed by her coach to be better, she's accepted the challenge. And her teammates are loving it. She came over to the bench, and every single one was in her face. That's what we need, that's what we need. They love it.
Well, this is a very decorated player, Rebecca, but I would think when you're coming into a situation that late in the season where you're joining so many accomplished players, even though she's played in the Olympics with several of them, it's got to be hard to know exactly how to assert yourself.
That's exactly right. You know, you don't want to, the #1 thing you're thinking about is I don't want to screw up what they've built here right now.
They started the season 14-2. As Brunson gets loose, can't hit, and he's out of bounds off of Phoenix. It looked like it had hit Fowles, but her effort will win them another possession.
Talk about this being a favorable matchup for Sylvia Fowles. That seems like it could be crazy. It's Brittany Griner. But you're a big post player. You want to go against another big post player. You don't want to have to guard on the perimeter and deal with that.
And there, Fowles earns a whistle on Brittany Griner, and that will be her second personal. And Brittany Griner is heated. Well, that's what we saw last round, Rebecca. Sylvia Fowles trying to chase Candace Parker or a Nneka Ogwumike or a Jantel Lavender, and all of them hanging out around the perimeter. So Sylvia Fowles didn't get as much playing time as she typically would.
She's more in her comfort zone. The block area, the paint area, that's where she's comfortable, offensively and defensively, and that's where she can play in this matchup against the Phoenix Mercury.
Moore controls it into Fowles. Griner has to be careful with 2. Fowles can't finish. Brunson, the electric offensive rebounder, grabs another. Here's Moore from 17. Moore follows it up, just couldn't finish. She read it the whole way, but couldn't put it down. Bonner. Phoenix been very cold offensively. They've missed 11 of their last 12 shots. And that's going to be a foul against Minnesota as they've started to pile up here over the last few possessions, and that'll be on Brunson, her second. And the 4th team foul, so Phoenix will shoot the rest of the way. Griner working the block on Fowles. Over her, connects.
Beautiful. Double team was there a little bit, coming high side, so she went to the baseline side. There's nothing you can do about that as a defender.
Now Lindsay Whalen will come and grab Maya Moore, give her a break, and we've seen this at times from Minnesota where they will have their 2 ball handlers, Lindsay Whalen and Anna Cruz, on the floor together.
And they have that situation now, and Simone Augustus bringing the ball up. They like this. They felt like this was going to be a good matchup for them at times, letting Simone run the lead guard for certain possessions.
Former finals MVP, Simone Augustus, dealt with injuries for a lot of this season, has not looked rusty at all so far in the playoffs. As Whalen, a little bit of a force there and a spot. Bonner scored 8 early, none since. Having some trouble with the dribble there. Whalen on the pick. 4 on 2. Whalen the shimmy and got the whistle on the body. And that'll be the second foul on Marta Charga.
Say that one more time for me, please.
Marta Charga.
You roll your R's well, Ryan.
I've learned from Holly Rowe. Yeah. Hey, the Bruins and Wildcats square off in a battle of Pac-12 unbeaten. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Number 9 UCLA versus number 16 Arizona. Saturday at 8 Eastern on ABC and streaming live on Watch ESPN. Whalen misses the second. A reminder, and you heard Matthew Berry talking about it, at the half, we will have the WNBA draft lottery results. So don't go anywhere. As Whalen gets hit with the foul.
Wow.
And that is going to send Chargai to the line. Mai Forsberg has gotten very aggressive with her whistle in this second quarter.
That was interesting because Whalen kind of put her hand out and Chargai hit it away. To me, kind of incidental contact.
Neither team getting away with much in this second. As Chargai hits the free throw. You know, we asked each coach about this rivalry. Cheryl Reeves' perspective, as well as Sandy Brondello's perspective. And neither one of them would say there's animosity. As much as these teams have met in big spots, that wasn't the focus. They each said there is such a healthy mutual respect for each other as coaches and for so many great players that are on each of these teams that one of the things they enjoy about this rivalry, and this is something Sandy Brondello really highlighted, is it's usually a high level of basketball.
Yeah, it's great basketball, but it was also pointed out that as Whalen takes the three, that if you stirred Diana Taurasi into this pot,
yeah,
there might be a little bit more animosity on both sides.
Well, Holly Rowe, you know all about that.
Well, I was just going to say, have we gone this long and not said the D word? The Diana Taurasi word is missing. She is missing from this. She has such a great rivalry with Simone Augustus, who misses the shot there. She actually mixed it up with Simone. You remember the famous kiss on the cheek and that. I think because Diana's not here, it does take some of that edge off. But definitely they're missing their alpha, Diana Taurasi and Penny Taylor.
Well, that's what we were talking about in regard to the importance of DeWanna Bonner earlier. Thank you, Holly. Just that she's been able to make up or at least compensate enough for losing two tremendous ball handlers as Bonner on cue finishes inside plus the foul.
Great take to initiate by DeWanna Bonner. Sylvia Fowles is pulling her arms in and trying to get away from the contact. Check out Fowles, turning like, oh, I'm trying not to hit you. And the officials call that, and that is her third foul.
Maya Moore will check back in, but she'll get Simone Augustus. Nobody yet off the bench for Sylvia Fowles. Meanwhile, after Minnesota built its largest lead of the night, 9, they have missed their last 10 shots, and Phoenix has gone on an 8-1 run.
They've had some good looks, too. Maya Moore had the put-back layup that she missed. Whalen's had a couple of shots. Those were contested, but just as we'd expect in this game, there's going to be runs either way.
These two teams 33 and 33 against each other all time. And it's 33-32 Minnesota with 1:40 to go in the second.
Thought you were going to wait until it was 33-33 to throw out that record.
It's a little too unreliable if
Yeah.
1 point is coming. I'll be mad if Phoenix hits one free throw. Swallowing that up was Brunson, but just targeted it out of bounds. And it's Phoenix basketball. Chargai using the grinder screen. The pull-up. No. And Brunson corrals the rebound. Her seventh. 21-12 edge on the glass for Minnesota. Moore passes out of the double. Good movement around, back to Moore. 9 to shoot. 5 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Moore, not a good look. Brunson, though, of course she flags it down. Might have gotten away with a double dribble afterwards.
Yeah, she definitely got away with a double dribble, but it was still a great offensive rebound.
Rebecca Brunson now the WNBA all-time leader in playoff offensive boards. Brunson hammered away by Griner. About a 4-second difference game in shot clock. Bonner spinning, floated it up short, and Rebecca Brunson with her 9th rebound of this first half, and now Minnesota can hold for one. Well, about what you'd expect in this opening half from two Titans in the West. Cruz on the drive, the dish, Whalen no, Brunson at the buzzer. Her 10th board comes in the form of a one-hand finish. 11 points, 10 rebounds for Rebecca Brunson, ending a stretch of 13 missed field goals in a row by Minnesota.
And the one-handed tip, Rebecca Brunson remains engaged. When a shot goes up, she's the player you have to find. One of the best offensive rebounders in the WNBA.
Let's check in with Holly with Maya Moore.
Well, Maya, early in this game, Coach Reed was really on you guys in the huddle that you didn't come out as focused as you want. What changed with your group that allowed you to come back in that second quarter?
I just had to get over that hump, that first hump, and we finally found our rhythm. We played harder. Started out the second quarter with awesome defensive intensity, and we were able to hold the lead and get a lead back and hold it for the second quarter.
Sylvia Fowles still making herself a part of this team. How do you describe the lift she's given your team?
Huge. She makes big plays for us. Her old boards are so powerful, so we're going to expect more of that from her in a second.
Thanks, Maya.
All right, thank you.
Well, Minnesota got down by 9 towards the end of the first quarter, but they punched back. Phoenix took a couple swings, and then Rebecca Brunson had the final word at the half. Minnesota 35-32 lead. Stay tuned for the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm. Remember, we find out the draft lottery results, so you don't go anywhere.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars were marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Sorry, kids. Feeling dead on your feet?
I've been on my feet all day.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles have a unique gel wave design for outrageous comfort that helps you feel more energized. Dr. Scholl's, feel the energy.
If you can't put a feeling into words, why try? Philips Sonicare leaves your mouth with a level of clean like you've never felt before, making it the most loved electric toothbrush brand by Americans and their dentists. Innovation in you. Philips Sonicare.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
Here come the Aggies. Tremendous firepower. He leaps. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Interesting to see how the Trojans respond.
Touchdown. What a drive by Arizona State.
Saturday at 7, Texas A&M, Arkansas. Then at 10:30, USC, Arizona State on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
The following is a true lipozene success story. Meet John. Like so many of us, as he got older, he found it harder and harder to lose weight. But that's when he discovered America's #1 selling diet supplement, Lipozene. And with Lipozene, you won't believe what happened, so stay tuned. Lipozene is now sold over 25 million bottles. That's because Lipozene really works. In fact, it's clinically proven to help you lose weight without changing your lifestyle. And of the weight you do lose, 78% is pure body fat. And pure body fat is exactly what John lost when he discovered Lipozene. And now, for only $29.95, you can join the countless people just like John who have lost weight with Lipozene. But wait, call right now and we'll double your order absolutely free. Plus, we'll even pay for your shipping. But that's still not all. To celebrate selling over 25 million bottles of Lipozene, we'll give you a free bottle of Metabo Up with your order. But you must call right now.
To order your Lipozene, call 1-800-485-8234. Call or order online now.
Welcome into this WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm. Third consecutive year, Minnesota, and Phoenix have played in the Western Conference Finals. Sylvia Fowles, the bucket there, 10 points, 8 rebounds for her. Minnesota up 35-32. And what a big night we have here in our Bristol studios. Good evening, I am Matt Berry. We'll get back to the game in just a few minutes. But the business back here is the draft lottery and the rights to the #1 overall pick for next spring's WNBA draft. 4 teams are vying for that pick. Let's take a look at the odds now. It's worth pointing out that there are new rules as of last month. Odds now account for the 2-year record of a team rather than just that single season, so a 2-year cumulative record. So even though San Antonio had the worst record this season, Seattle has a 44% chance of landing the top pick and potentially Breanna Stewart. Seattle guaranteed no worse than the 3rd pick. We've mentioned it at length. Plenty of buzz around this class. UConn's Breanna Stewart, the consensus top overall pick. Stewart, a 2-time Naismith Award winner, the most outstanding player in the Final Four 3 times. Her teammate, Mariah Jefferson. Jefferson, coming off a season in which she led the Huskies in minutes and shot nearly 49.6% from the field. From South Carolina, Tiffany Mitchell averaged 14.2 points and 4.2 assists in the NCAA tournament. So there you have it. Those magical ping pong balls will be selected for the team with the #1 overall pick. Barrington Hobson, a partner in the accounting firm of Ernst & Young, will oversee the entire lottery process, and he has delivered the sealed envelopes right here to our studio. Time now to introduce the 4 teams and their representatives. A 2-time WNBA champion as an assistant coach, now the head coach of the Seattle Storm, Jenny Busek. A 2-time WNBA Coach of the Year back in 2001 and 2007. The head coach of the San Antonio Stars, Dan Hughes. From the Connecticut Sun, team CEO Mitchell Edis. And 2-time WNBA champion and Coach of the Year back in 2000, the head coach of the Atlanta Dream, Michael Cooper, on hand. And perhaps most importantly, from the WNBA League President, Laurel Richie. Laurel gets the job of unveiling the picks tonight. Laurel, the show is all yours.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck to all 4 teams. And the 4th pick in the 2016 WNBA draft, presented by State Farm, is the Atlanta Dream. Picking 3rd will be Connecticut Sun.
All right, so that leaves San Antonio and Seattle with the rights to the 1st or 2nd overall pick. And you're talking about players like Candace Parker, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Brittany Griner. These are players that can change the course of your franchise for the next 5 to 10 years. Again, San Antonio and Seattle up for grabs for the 1st overall pick, presumably Breanna Stewart. Let's find out who's awarded the #1 overall pick.
Good luck. The 2nd pick goes to San Antonio Stars. So that means the #1 pick in the 2016 WNBA draft, presented by State Farm, belongs to Seattle. Congratulations.
All right, so for the 2nd consecutive year, Seattle will win the #1 overall pick in the draft. Congratulations. What does this mean for your franchise?
Well, I mean, it's huge. You know, we're obviously in a rebuild/reload mode. We've got some great vets that are really willing to mentor, and so we want to try to acquire as many young pieces as we can and try to turn this thing around quickly.
Let's talk about a player like Jewel Lloyd. She was just named Rookie of the Year, and you have an opportunity to really pair another young player with her. How exciting is that for you to say, hey, we just had the Rookie of the Year. We're going to bring in another really talented player to pair her up with?
Yeah, you know, we're trying to find young pieces that fit our systems and fit our culture and then grow with them. And so we're really excited about having an opportunity to do that.
Let's play a game. Let's assume it's not Breanna Stewart that's going to be taken #1 overall, which we all assume that it will be. When you're going into the scouting process and you're really trying to mine the field and figure out what player you're going to pick, what's going to go into that for you guys over the next few months until we get to the draft in April?
Well, I mean, we have a vision for what we want to do offensively, defensively, and also for our culture. So having, you know, really trying to find the right fit is really important for us. So we want to be a team, and that's pieces that fit together well.
You patiently sat here. I know we were rehearsing this and we were having some fun with it, but it is now fact. Congratulations. Seattle has won the #1 overall pick again. Congratulations to you. 2 back-to-back #1 picks. That could be a good thing. Suspense here. It's over. Plenty of suspense back in the Western Conference Finals. Game 1 at the buzzer. Rebecca Brunson hit the buzzer beater to give Minnesota the 35-32 lead. Brunson, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Back to the game after this.
If you love shrimp like I love shrimp, Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp is kind of a big deal. It's finally back with as much shrimp as you want, any way you want them. One taste of these new pineapple habanero coconut shrimp bites, and I already want more. They even brought back wood-grilled teriyaki shrimp. Yeah, you heard me, teriyaki! And really, what's not to love about buttery garlic shrimp scampi? Here, the sweet, spicy, crispy possibilities are as endless as the shrimp. And yeah, they're endless, but they won't last forever.
Courtyard is the official hotel of Super Bowl 50. So what have you got? That's the next level stuff right there.
NFL Bistro chairs, huh? No? Your order number is 2.
It's kind of cumbersome. I guess my question is why?
To see a great idea, go to Courtyard.com for your chance to wake up in the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. Courtyard, official hotel of the NFL.
You don't hurt yourself.
Whoa, whoa.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
And when you bundle your home and auto insurance through Progressive, you'll save a bundle.
Jamie.
Right.
Make a bad bundle joke, a buck goes in the jar.
I guess that's just how the cookie bundles. Now you're gonna have 2 bundles of joy.
I'm not pregnant.
I'm gonna go.
There you go.
Bundle bee coming. It was worth it.
Saving you a bundle when you bundle. Now that's Progressive.
Hey, dude. Where you'll stay with me forever?
Yo. What's up, Danny?
I'm Scott Van Pelt. Time now for the best available video, which comes to us tonight from College Park. What makes sports so cool are the things that happen like this.
Welcome back to the WNBA Halftime Report presented by State Farm. At the half, Minnesota 35-32 lead over Phoenix in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. We just saw the draft lottery results. Seattle winning it. They have the first overall pick. San Antonio will pick second, Connecticut third, and Atlanta rounds it out with the 4th pick. As we welcome you courtside in Minnesota, Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. We just saw today the all-rookie teams announced. Seattle already has 2 members of that, and now they have the first pick, which means they will, in all likelihood, add Breanna Stewart to a young, talented team with some older veteran talent as well.
Yeah, this is a team in Seattle that has to be celebrating. Obviously, a huge draft. Jewel Lloyd came out early last year. She was going to be in this draft. Now they're going to have Lloyd and probably Stewart on the same roster. They've got a bright future. Last time Seattle had back-to-back #1 picks in consecutive years, Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird went on to win a championship. So bright things ahead.
Stewart, the kind of player you think's game will immediately translate to results?
Immediately. She's the only collegiate who played on the World Championship team this past year. She's used to playing with the best that the WNBA has to offer and against the best in the world. I think her transition is going to be seamless.
A 3-time national champ, a 3-time Final Four most outstanding player, 2-time AP Player of the Year, and likely will be a member of the Seattle Storm next year. We'll come back with the second half of action. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. It's a good one. That's next.
The new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander has been completely redesigned with over 100 improvements. In fact, we changed so much, that one spokesperson couldn't do it justice.
The Outlanders had some very impressive work done.
The front wiper de-icer melt.
The interior is exquisitely appointed.
Quieter cabin.
The dramatically transformed 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander, the most advanced CUV we've ever made, well equipped for under $23,000.
When men lean in, everyone wins.
My dad and my stepdad were both very instrumental in my life on and off the court.
Growing up, our dad would fly 12 hours from Nigeria to come and watch just a single game.
I raised my daughters to be strong, fierce women.
It didn't matter that I was a girl. My dad taught us both that we could achieve anything.
I'm just happy and proud to call myself Elena's brother.
We're in for equality. Are you?
Chiefs, Packers at 8:15, Monday on ESPN.
There's no better way to bring in business than postcards and flyers. You can say a little or say a lot. You can hand them out and you can hang them up or just mail them out. You can size them up and of course you can shrink them down. So if you want the right solutions for your business and the best value, the best choice is to do it yourself. Online at Vistaprint.com. There you'll find all the right sizes and an expanded range of paper stocks. All backed by easy uploads, simple design tools, complimentary design support, and an absolute guarantee. So make the right choice and visit Vistaprint.com today. And when you do, enter promo code MARKETING and get 500 postcards starting at just $24.99. Then you can stock them up and get the word out.
Well, welcome back to the 2015 WNBA playoffs presented by Boost Mobile. Started the third quarter in Minnesota with a 35-32 lead on Phoenix here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Let's check out Cheryl Reeve, wired for sound at halftime.
Looking out really, really flat. Guards, you guys need to grab another gear right now. Like right now. Both ends of the floor, okay? Get up and pressure. Hey, go out there in the first 5 minutes the way we're supposed to start the game, right? 20 minutes of energy, all right? Let's go, baby.
We welcome you back courtside here at Target Center. Ryan Rucco alongside Rebecca Lobo. You know, we think about front court players in this series. So often the first name we're going to bring up is Brittany Griner. But it was the Minnesota front court that stood out in that first half, and that is our State Farm no-one assist alum.
We just heard Cheryl Reeve tell her backcourt they needed to grab another gear. The front court doesn't have any more gears. They were spectacular for Minnesota in that first half. They were in attack mode, and that's what Cheryl Reeve wants from her team. Rebecca Brunson with that nice finish at the end of the half. Sylvia Fowles as well. She came out with a different mentality than we have seen throughout the course of the playoffs. Got her shot going, got it going on the glass. Those two players alone, 21 points, 18 boards for Minnesota.
Checking out tonight's game track, brought to you by Dr. Scholl's. DeWanna Bonner with 11 points, 8 of them in the first. You see the difference in the rebounding battle, a 24-13 edge for Minnesota. What's Sandy Brondello thinking at the start of this third quarter? Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Sandy Brondello is also expecting that other gear from Minnesota. She said they are going to come out and pressure us. So I want our guards to be strong with the ball, and I want us running the floor. Look for Marta Chargai to be strong and push the tempo. She also said they have got to do better on offensive rebounds. One and done. She said if we can stop them at one and done, one shot and out, we'll put ourselves in a position we want to be.
Thank you, Holly. Well, a one and done there as Chargai strong hands the rebound away from Moore. Here's Bonner, and Whalen was waiting for Chargai and was willing to take the contact. That's number 3 on Chargai.
Chargai trying to do what Sandy Brondello wants in terms of getting out in transition. Whalen,
She maybe slid a little bit there.
Yeah.
Slid a little, fell a little, but Lindsay Whalen always willing to sacrifice her body for the good of the team. Moore rolls around and off, but two quick looks from Maya Moore, who took a while to get her first field goal attempt in the first quarter.
Yeah, she hears Cheryl Reeve say, find another gear for Maya Moore. That means get it going on the offensive end.
Moore at 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting in the first half. Chargai off balance and nowhere near good.
Yeah, I don't like that shot for Phoenix. I think you need to at least give Griner a look inside.
Whalen is open, steps inside, and Chargai finally gets to her. Moore nearly picked up number 4 on Chargai. Instead, off the mark, but Fowles keeps it alive.
Fowles remains engaged, and that is so important for Minnesota in this matchup with Griner.
10 points, 9 rebounds for Sylvia Fowles. A 26-15 edge on the glass for Minnesota. Fowles, the hook is good. Here's Griner. Working on Fowles. Curry on a 3. Halfway down, no, and Griner nearly went over the back on Fowles. Double-double for Sylvia Fowles as Moore cruised all the way in but couldn't finish it. Bonner will pop. And Dupree gets the rebound.
And Dupree, I think, needs to become more involved offensively for Phoenix as well.
Griner just stands tall and easily drops that one home. Dupree, you mentioned, Rebecca, just 3 field goal attempts, 4 points thus far. He's a 5-time All-Star who was maybe the best scorer for Phoenix in their finals last year in a win over Chicago.
She's a player who really misses the presence of Diana Taurasi in their offense.
Augustus denied, tries it on the other side and gets it.
And the reason Dupree misses Diana Taurasi so much is she is outstanding in the pick and roll, and she's missing that guard that can get engaged in the pick and roll, draw the defender, and get it to her for an easy 2.
And their second best pick and roll guard was Penny Taylor, who Phoenix is also without this season. Griner forced it and got the whistle. If that's Fowles, that would be number 4.
I think that foul should be on Lindsay Whalen. It looked to me like Lindsay Whalen was the one who got the hand in on the top side.
That is going to be on Fowles. Number 4. We'll take another look at the foul.
Whalen comes in to help. Fowles is up.
Oh.
Fowles is straight up on that one.
Sylvia Fowles did absolutely nothing wrong there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a bad call. Shop WNBAstore.com now for the best selection of Mercury and Lynx gear. Plus, receive free shipping on U.S. orders over $25 using promo code WNBA25 at checkout.
My Pride shirt is still in the cart. I've got to pull the trigger tonight with that.
Yeah, before midnight, you got to get it done.
Is it midnight Eastern?
I believe it is.
I'll just assume it is.
Yeah. Now, that's a huge foul. Sylvia Fowles on the bench now. She's playing her best game of the postseason so far for Minnesota, but her 4th foul.
Best game I've seen her play all season.
Yes. Sat out the first half, and Maya Moore just went crashing to the deck. The whistle came in late, and the loose ball foul will be called on Phoenix. And it's going to be on Brittany Griner, and that will be her 3rd. Things are getting physical.
We got a chance to take a look at it here. Griner, little shove. That was a bit of acting by Maya Moore.
Yes.
There was an extension of the arm by Brittany Griner, but nothing that should result in this unless you're
a little bit more on that angle.
There was still a little bit of acting by Maya Moore. Don't get me wrong, it was a foul, but Maya took a bit of a dive.
So things heating up here in this 3rd quarter. Peters sips it home. Devereaux Peters now becomes an important piece with Fowles on the bench. She's coming off one of her best games as a member of the Lynx. In game 3, scored 12 points in 19 minutes off the bench. The deciding game against LA.
And it was a great job by Brunson to engage Griner so that Peters could get that layup in the first place.
And that bucket by Peters, the first bench points tonight for Minnesota.
After a game in which they had 21.
Chargai gets the step on Cruz. Tried to spin it home, but spun it off. Here's Cruz dashing into the front court. The lead is 6 for Minnesota. It's been as large as 9 for both teams. And now it's 8.
And smart. With Brittany Griner having her 3rd foul, Simone Augustus takes it right in, right at Griner.
Timeout Phoenix. Minnesota 18-2 all-time at home in the playoffs and enjoying the home crowd. An 8-point lead. The veteran Simone Augustus, so savvy and knows how to finish.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to Data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Wish Friday's endless apps would keep going? Wish granted. For just $10, our new street taco skins, classics, or one of 8 new styles of wings are endless. $10 and every day's a happy Friday.
Basketball is everything for Jaleel. From the time he was born to winning a championship at Duke. It's his ability to overcome expectations, persevere through all the obstacles in life, and stay true to his family in the moments that matter most. That's what makes me a proud father.
The beautiful sound of customers making the most of their United flight. Power, Wi-Fi, and streaming entertainment. That's Seize the Journey friendly.
I'm Keith Hernandez.
I'm Walt Clyde Frazier.
Hold the show.
That gray beard is a no-go.
In 5 easy minutes, put just for men in it.
Here's the kicker, your beard will look thicker.
Guys.
Well, we're down to the Elite 8 in the bracket. Best women's player of all time during the WNBA era. To vote for your Final 4 picks, go to ESPNW/Best Baller starting tomorrow. Maya Moore, a good selection. Diana Taurasi is your #1 overall seed.
She was my personal #1 overall seed as well.
Taurasi, as well as Penny Taylor, sitting out this week for Phoenix as they have trouble getting the ball in. Finally due to Brittany Griner.
You want your team to bring a little more defensive energy, that's what you do. You pick up in the full court. That energy tends to carry over as you retreat back at your half-court deep.
Minnesota, a 14-2 edge in second chance points. You can just see the energy they're playing with on this defensive possession as Brunson gets hit with the foul, and that'll be #4 on her. So now that's a real storyline here for Minnesota. 4 fouls on Brunson, 4 on fouls. Those are the 2 players who really control the opening half for Minnesota.
And that affects a couple things for Minnesota. One, Brunson can't be as aggressive defensively, and she can't be as aggressive going to the offensive glass either.
Now that'll actually be, they'll resort as #3 on Brunson. So it'll be 3 on Brunson, not 4. They needlessly tacked on someone, some foul somewhere. They retracted, now she has 3.
So it's not 4.
It's not 4. To clarify, it's not 4.
You just spoke to me like I speak to my little kid. It's not 4.
Sylvia Fowles does have 4. She's riding the bike, keeping loose while she's on the bench. Cruz with a hand in her face. Got it. Anna Cruz's first field goal of the night. 8-point Minnesota lead. Home team has won the last 11 meetings between these 2 teams, regular season and post included. Chargai sees the corner. It's Quinn, high arcing and in.
Quinn has been so solid coming off the bench for Phoenix this season. Guard with good size, and that's what she can do off the bench. Not a whole lot of touches, but she's able to drain it.
Phoenix 4 of 7 from deep. Minnesota just 1 of 9. Moore is 3 of 11 from the floor. Cruz draws the foul on Chargai. She might have gotten away with a travel moments before.
She travels a lot when she makes that little rocker step before she takes the initial dribble. She shuffles her feet a lot.
Yeah, that one seemed fairly blatant, but Cruz wisely went into the body of Chargai as she was shuffling the feet, and that's number 4 on Marta Chargai.
Chargai's done a nice job pushing the pace, too, for Phoenix.
Peters on a nice delivery from Moore. It was in her hands and out instantly to the open Peters. Remember, Maya Moore finished top 10 in assists this season. The only player in the WNBA top 10 in assists, rebounds, and points. Dupree, been quiet tonight. Stays that way. Peters on the block. And the officials initially signaled that it was out off Phoenix, but Mai Forsberg comes over and says, no, that hit Peters. And it's Phoenix basketball. Crowd doesn't like it, but it seemed quite apparent. Dupree? No. And nicely done by Brunson to control the rebound. Whalen slips it to Peters. Not that time, batted back, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Maya Moore. And that'll be her second.
That's something you don't see very often, actually, is Maya Moore arguing. And for her personality, that what you just saw is a little bit of arguing. Oh, call.
Good hustle play.
It's an elevated discussion over tea. Yes. Aversion arguing. That's what we call it in Parliament. Mitchell zipping in, cupping it home.
Nice take by Leilani Mitchell. We've talked about her. She's dangerous from the three-point line. Just quick explosiveness to the rim as well.
Not a ton from either bench. 7 points off the Phoenix bench, 6 off of Minnesota's. All 6 have come in this quarter. Shot clock at 5. Brunson, no. Mitchell snares the rebound. Mitchell was being run into by Cruz. And Cruz didn't like the call, but she was riding her a little too hard.
Yeah, she was. And, you know, Phoenix has not been able to take advantage of the fact that Sylvia Fowles is on the bench. They have not been able to, just pound the ball into Brittany Griner. And one of the reasons for that is that Rebecca Brunson's a heck of a defender. But Phoenix, I think, needs to continue to look inside and see if they can bury Brunson low.
Fouls went out at the 7:14 mark. Minnesota had a 5-point lead. They still lead by 5. 2:35 to go in the third.
Look at Brunson fighting there. Look at the defense on Brittany Griner.
Bonner tried it, no, and a late whistle against Minnesota. Looks like Devereaux Peters will be hit with it. Now, they may check whether or not the foul was before the shot clock expired. Look at a conference.
One more look.
There's no foul there.
I agree.
Well, that looks like just good defense from Devereaux Peters with a waning shot clock. You see the foul trouble tonight. Marta Chargai with 4. Sylvia Fowles with 4. Griner and Brunson with 3. It gives the crowd a chance to sing Sweet Caroline here at Target Center.
Which is never a bad thing. But you take a look. The switch out by Devereaux Peters. She moves her feet pretty well right there. Good contest. I couldn't see the shot clock on that one, though.
naked eye, it looked like she had gotten it off in time. Now, as they look for the shot clock, you may be wondering, well, they called a foul, and here we'll see the shot clock. We'll take a look. Yeah, out of her hand in time, clearly. You may be wondering, well, what if they see that there's no foul? Can they reverse the call? Well, in this case, they cannot.
Right.
But new this year, in a situation where there is a play where they're checking possession in the final minute of the fourth quarter, if they see the reason the ball went out of bounds off of somebody was because of a clear foul that was not called, then they can flip possession. They can't call the foul, correct, but they can reward possession to the team that should have been drawing the foul.
Which we saw at the end of the Game 3 of Minnesota in Los Angeles.
Let's take a listen into Sandy Brondello's huddle.
Okay, ladies. Okay. Keep listening. Okay. Come on. Defense. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
So what they're saying is like on fourth and
Now, the foul will stand. It will be on Devereaux Peters, and Phoenix will go to the line for 2 with the clock moving to 2:30 from 2:29.
I'm certainly glad they got that correct.
I think we all are. Minnesota, a 47-42 lead on Phoenix. DeWanna Bonner to the line. 11 points, 8 of them right away in the first quarter. Bonner at one point this year hit 59 straight free throws. She knocks down that one. Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA playoff game Sunday, we got a doubleheader for you on ESPN. New York at Indiana at 1 p.m. Eastern, Game 2. Liberty with a 1-0 series lead. Then Game 2 in Phoenix. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or access the WNBA app.
Stephanie White, the coach of Indiana, is terrific at making adjustments, especially on the defensive end. I'm eager to see what she can do against New York. They were a handful in Game 1, especially their post play. Tina Charles and Kia Stokes were terrific.
Charles has been a steady monster in this postseason thus far. Moore short. Peters came skying in, but knocked it out of bounds. Maya Moore now just 3 of 12 from the floor, and that's what we've seen from Maya against Phoenix this year.
She still averages 20 points, but takes 3 more shot attempts to get there. Field goal percentage down about 9 points compared to how she shoots against the rest of the league.
From 44 to 35. Dupree didn't handle. 5 to shoot. Lob inside. Moore read it the whole way. Like a free safety, not allowing the floater over the middle. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, one of the reasons Maya Moore has such a low shooting percentage against this Phoenix team is the person defending her is DeWanna Bonner, one of the longest players in the league. Her wingspan, 6'7.5". I talked to Maya Moore about it today at practice. She said, Bonner is the most difficult person I play against that guards me because that length always affects me. She said, I just have to keep shooting. I can't alter my shots, but I certainly have to be aware.
That defense has served Bonner well. Cheryl Reeve truly respects it as well. She's game planning.
Bonner was on Simone Augustus as she missed that shot right there as well.
Now the ball in her hands, 3-point game. Been a defensive third as Cruz jumped the root and poked it out of bounds.
So Cruz brings to Minnesota an energy, defensive presence, a quickness. Brought some nice offense in their Game 3 against Los Angeles as well.
These two teams met 5 times in the regular season. Phoenix taking 3 of those meetings. Minnesota ending up with home court though, and now Peters will be hit with a personal going after that inbound pass. And that's only her second personal, but Minnesota's over the limit. So Phoenix will go to the line here. This will be their 7th and 8th attempts of the quarter. Minnesota has not attempted a free throw in the third.
How they've cut into this lead, Phoenix, by getting to the line and making their free throws.
Neither team shooting well. If you want to round up, each team is shooting 37%.
Much like Holly Rowe tipping rounding up at the percentage.
She's great at that.
We were talking about Maya Moore this season and what she shoots versus Phoenix. 35%. She's not quite at 35% for 3 for 12. A little bit of a struggle, but again, credit to DeWanna Bonner.
And you wonder if Dupree, who's been cold for a lot of this game, she gets to the line, sees a couple balls go in.
That's right.
It's a 1-point game. 9-2 Phoenix run. It's felt a lot more like a steady job. Here's Moore. That time she gets to the cup.
Dupree on Moore that time. Moore's got the quickness advantage. She uses it.
9 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Maya Moore. Bonner on a 3. Around and off, and Brunson yet another rebound. Her 14th. That layup from Moore, her first points of this third quarter. She wants it again. 2-for-1 opportunity if she gets it off quickly. That's by the wayside for the most part now. Shot clock at 3. Moore has to heave. And Phoenix can hold for 1 on a final possession here in the third. High screen from Griner. Bonner wants to get it back to her. Poked away, Augustus on the steal. Whalen leaking out. Tosses it over her head to no avail. The third quarter comes to a close. A 3-point Minnesota lead. The exact margin they had at the half. Maya Moore trying to get it going. Her first field goal of the second half. Fourth quarter up next.
I hold it down like a Snapchat. Go over your head like a snapback. Uploaded a pic, double tap that. And your flow so old, granddad. Bruh. It's just banter. Yeah. I'm way too much like a black cap. I boss. What you stop chatting in the club for? Just dance, man. Like yo fam alam, yo fam alam. Ain't no girl better than. I ain't got time to be ticked off. But I got a new wristwatch. Bang dang dang dang. Bang dang dang dang. Bang dang 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 dang. Dang dang.
I know what you're thinking. You think I can't. You think I can't go as hard as you. Cross you up and go coast to coast. You think I can't train like a beast? Give it everything I have, get her to school on time, be who I want, love who I want. You think I can't do this all while chasing my dream? Watch me.
Welcome to Sports Center. We are men wearing makeup, talking about sports. Let's turn our attention to the National League.
Excuse me. What do you think you'd pay for this smartphone?
A few hundred.
That's top of the line. More like $425. More like $9.
What? That's not possible.
It is on DealDash.com. See, DealDash.com is the fair and honest bidding site. This top-of-the-line laptop went for around $40.
That can't be. Incredible.
I know. Everyone says it's too good to be true.
But it's true. DealDash.com gets people real savings every day, big savings. And if you're not satisfied, you get your money back. On DealDash.com, professional cameras sell for as low as $15. $50 gift cards go for $20. Laptops can be had for less than $10. And shipping is always free. It's perfect for gifts or just everyday necessities. Visit DealDash.com today and start bidding.
Is this from Deal Dash?
Uh-huh.
How much?
You don't want to know.
DealDash.com. See how much you can save.
Well, Coach, how would you describe the defensive consistency of your team tonight?
I didn't really think about it in those terms, Holly.
So you were yelling at them in the first quarter, then you told them to have fun, and now I feel like we're back to a yelling place. It's been up and down.
Without fouling. We got to get doing what we're supposed to be doing. We've yet to execute the game plan, as you know, because you were at shoot-around, Holly. defending without fouling, make them uncomfortable. We just haven't gotten those things done. We will this quarter, though.
Maya, only 2 points. How do you get her going?
Okay.
Oh, only Holly Rowe can phrase the question just that way as Mitchell misfires on the 3. And Cheryl Reeve not worried about Maya Moore, who waited till the end of the third quarter for her first field goal of the second half.
She is worried about her team on the defensive end. Phoenix doing a great job of getting to the line that last quarter, cutting into the lead.
Augustus savvy as she pushed free.
Simone Augustus, guard with size, can post up smaller players. Missed 18 games this season due to injury. Looking very much back to form.
Dupree, and there it is. Little pick and pop.
And you talked about that in the third quarter. You get to the free throw line, you feel your shot go in. Could bring a little bit of confidence to a player who had not gotten a lot of touches up to that point.
8 points for Dupree, 10 rebounds, now 3 of 7 from the floor. 3-point game, set up for a good fourth quarter here in Minnesota. Shot clock at 4. Moore has to create. Off the mark, Brunson is there because of course she is. Brunson. Rebound number 16.
Saves them. Minnesota got stuck on the right side of the floor. That offensive board by Brunson gets them another possession.
And that's going to be a travel, and well into it.
And how important is Rebecca Brunson to the team? She's the only player for either team that's played the entire game so far. She is vital to Minnesota's success because of her effort, her energy, offensive glass, what she does on the defensive end.
People talk about a big 4 with Minnesota, with Moore and Augustus, Fowles and Whalen. It's a big 5.
Yeah.
Dupree working on Moore. Dupree forced it up. Wanted a foul from Brunson on the help, didn't get it. Moore gives it up. Brunson will not. Bonner came screaming in, actually knocked it away from Griner. Now it's going to be a jump ball. Bonner and Fowles.
Fowles sat so much of that third quarter because of foul trouble. You would like to see her get more engaged if you're Cheryl Reeve. She's doing that here. Yeah, it's definitely a jump ball before Bonner gets a chance to call the timeout.
Bonner, 6'4", but with that 6'7" wingspan Holly talked about. Fowles,
7.5.
Yeah, that's right. Us who are 5'10" need those half inches. Fowles, 6'6". Bonner won the jump but tipped it over to Moore. And ends up with it.
Fowles didn't even try on that jump ball. I don't know why.
Very odd. Maybe because of her 4th foul. I don't know. Dupree, they're trying to get her going. 2 straight assists for Dupree. Brittany Griner been fairly quiet tonight as well.
Yeah, she has. Minnesota has concentrated on her on the defensive end and been very effective.
Just 6 field goal attempts for Griner. Augustus, bottom. 12 points for Simone Augustus. Rebecca Brunson, meanwhile, with 17 boards, a postseason career high. Dupree trying to shake free. Now fires it off of Moore out of bounds. And 4 on the shot clock. Officials want to discuss. Roy Gulbayan coming over and saying, no, that was off on Dupree.
Nice job by Maya Moore. On the switch defensively, she ended up with Dupree.
And Candace Dupree is going to get hit with a technical. And she may be lucky it's just 1. Because she was barking adamantly and aggressively at Roy Gulbayan. And she needs to be calmed down by her teammates.
Yeah, it was off of Dupree's foot.
No question.
Her frustration, I think she felt like she got fouled by Maya Moore before the catch. She's still barking. She's got to stop. She's got to stop. You're a veteran. You need to understand when it's time to stop barking.
And DeWanna Bonner's now over talking with Roy Gulbayan and saying, okay, but how about the foul before it on Maya Moore? Now, Michael Price had originally, and you see him talking with Sandy Brondello, called it Phoenix basketball, but Roy Gobein absolutely was correct. He had the angle.
Yes.
He went over and made the correct call.
But I don't think that was Dupree's frustration was the out of bounds. It was she felt like she got fouled before the catch.
Absolutely. 6-point lead for Minnesota. They have not lost at home in the playoffs since the 2012 finals against Indiana. Griner hopped over for the steal. In a larger history, Minnesota 18-2 all-time at Target Center in the playoffs. Best mark in WNBA history. Fouls doing an excellent job on Griner. Finally, Griner pushed out to grab it. And the shot clock has dwindled to 4. Mitchell will pop. A little too strong. Excellent defensive possession from Minnesota.
Well, how do you defend Brittany Griner? When she catches the ball low, you can't. So you don't let her catch it low, and Fowles, outstanding job of that in the last possession.
One of the few defenders in the league who can ensure she doesn't catch it low. Mitchell did a great job locking up Moore there on the drive, and there will be a jump between Moore and Leilani Mitchell.
And this is the situation where the movement around the jump circle will determine who gets possession, because clearly Maya Moore will win the tip. So
6 foot on 5'5".
Yeah, so it's just a matter of if one player can slide in front of another in terms of the players on the perimeter of this.
Moore tips it, but Curry takes it. Curry all the way in, and she's fouled. Six-point Minnesota lead. Timeout on the floor. Phoenix with a couple of free throws coming. Just under 6 minutes to go in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
The WNBA Playoffs 2015 is presented by Boost Mobile and in part by State Farm National Bureau of Assists. No one assists alone.
WNBAstore.com. One store, every team.
The last goal doesn't matter. The last victory, already forgotten. Yesterday is gone. But today is up for grabs. No one owns today. Take it.
Kaiser Permanente, a leader in preventive health care.
If you love shrimp like I love shrimp, Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp is kind of a big deal. It's finally back with as much shrimp as you want, any way you want them. One taste of these new pineapple habanero coconut shrimp bites, and I already want more. They even brought back wood-grilled teriyaki shrimp. Yeah, you heard me, teriyaki! And really, what's not to love about buttery garlic shrimp scampi? Here, the sweet, spicy, crispy possibilities are as endless as the shrimp. And yeah, they're endless, but they won't last forever.
Everyone needs protein every day. There are more than 20,000 different proteins in the human body. They fuel our energy, support our metabolism, amplify our performance and recovery. They're essential for good health. Your body's best source for protein? GNC. Now get the world's best protein formulas at an astounding price. Buy any GNC protein powder and get 1/2 off. Everyone needs protein every day. And now all GNC protein powders are buy one, get 1/2 off. Only at GNC.
Big day in the Pac-12 Conference. A lot on the line for both teams.
UCLA, Arizona, Saturday at 8 Eastern on ABC.
Welcome back to the WNBA Playoffs 2015, presented by Boost Mobile. Excellent defense so far tonight from Minnesota.
And it hasn't just been a one-person effort. It's been great team defense. Yes, Sylvia Fowles has done a nice job one-on-one, meeting her up the lane, but even on switches. Look at the fight from Simone Augustus on this possession. It's been a key defensively on Brittany Griner, and the result is this. Tonight, only 9 points, only 6 field goal attempts, Ryan. So it's not just once she catches the ball, they're doing an outstanding job keeping the basketball out of her hands.
You see how much lower the numbers are compared to what she did in the semifinals against Tulsa and what she did in the regular season as well. And the blocks haven't been as gaudy either.
And a different defensive philosophy than the one Tulsa implemented, where Griner would catch and then they would send a double team. Minnesota doesn't double team. They try to prevent you from catching the ball inside.
Game one of these Western Conference Finals, a best-of-3 series. The winner will go on to play the winner of New York and Indiana in the WNBA Finals. New York with a 1-0 series lead after an emphatic Game 1 win at the Garden last night. Phoenix now 9 of 10 from the line in the second half. Minnesota has taken just 1 second-half free throw. Fouls burying Griner. Got her deep under the basket, just didn't finish. Here's Chargat, kicking. Bonner working on Moore. Trying to get it to Dupree. Instead, it's Curry with 6 to shoot. Curry will pop. No, the length of Brunson a factor there, but Chargai the offensive rebound. Bonner using the Griner screen. Halfway down, and it just popped out.
Got a great look, though.
And now Phoenix shooting it under 33%. 4-point game. Augustus got free and connected. Curry wanted to push off, but Simone Augustus knows just how to do that. She's the highest scorer tonight. 14 points for the wily vet.
Neither team shooting particularly well in terms of field goal percentage. Phoenix making up for it at the free throw line. Minnesota making up for it with second opportunities on the offensive glass.
And now Anna Cruz whistled for a personal. Now, how about Simone Augustus tonight, Rebecca, and what she's done in the playoffs, bouncing back? You mentioned it before. She missed 18 games this season, including the final 8 of the regular season. Dealt with a knee injury, then dealt with a foot injury, and she has not looked even the slightest bit rusty so far in the playoffs.
Not only her stamina, she hasn't battled getting tired, but you're right, she's just been right on point on both ends of the floor. Nice move by Monique Curry.
Freed herself of Augustus there. Augustus, the finals MVP back in 2011. She's 3 of 3 this quarter. The rest of the Lynx are 0 of 4. Good effort there by Augustus. Moore up, under, and in. Oh my! Oh my, up! I'm not quite sure how she had the hang time or dexterity, but she did. A 6-point Minnesota lead, and what looked like a lost possession, and Phoenix basketball instead turned into 2.
On a play that only Maya Moore, the only player in the WNBA who could have finished that on Griner.
Bonner a little trouble with the dribble there. Chargai accelerating, and she's fouled. It'll be Rebecca Brunson on the brush. That'll be the 4th foul on Brunson, the 3rd team foul on Minnesota. Phoenix yet to pick up a team foul here in the 4th.
Well, you know this. The officials have been calling this all game long. Whether you like it or not, this is what they've been calling, and you do need to adjust defensively. And Phoenix taking advantage. They're being smart. They continue to attack, try to get to the line.
A force from Chargai, not a good one. Moore streaking ahead and finishing. It's the 4th quarter, and it's Maya Moore time. 8-point Minnesota lead.
Maya Moore knows how to get it done in the most important times of the game, and she can do it in some of the more improbable ways. Who else can finish that with the left hand on Griner on the descent? Beautiful finish by Maya Moore. Lynx up 8.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Introducing the State Farm National Bureau of Assists. Sebastian Curry, twin of Stephen Curry, has a master's in disasters. Summer Bird, twin of Sue Bird, stops at nothing except stoplights. Darius Lillard, twin of Damian Lillard, says there's no I in assist. Don Stockton, twin of John Stockton, Chief Assist Officer. And of course, Cliff Paul, assisting has a new starting 5.
I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, I like the way you work it.
Music.
Oh, sorry.
No write-up boxer briefs. We tested them, so you know they work. Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
It's from Daddy.
I love you, baby girl.
Duracell Quantum lasts longer in 99% of devices, so you can always be there.
Well, Maya Moore has struggled from the floor tonight, but she started to get it going here in the latter minutes.
And where she's had success in the second half is by attacking, getting into the paint and finishing. This is a beautiful one that we saw just moments ago. Maya only 3 of 11 in the second half, but her energy has been tremendous. When she's attacked the paint and gotten near the rim, she's had great success.
Maya Moore with 14 points. 5 of them in the fourth quarter. Simone Augustus with 6 in the fourth, and the Lynx lead is up to 8. Bonner, the lob in. Griner's been quiet tonight, and now she travels.
Coming out of a timeout, you knew Phoenix was going to look to get Brittany Griner the ball on the block. They had tremendous patience in doing so, but once she caught, she hasn't seen a double team much this game, but it came and forced the travel.
Griner 3 of 6 from the floor, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and her 3rd turnover. Minnesota coming off of a really hard-fought series, played here Tuesday, completing their semifinal win against LA with a Game 3 winner-takes-all victory. Phoenix, meanwhile, a quick sweep of Tulsa, has not played since Saturday, and an offensive foul going the other way against Sylvia Fowles, and that'll be her 5th. And down is Bonner, who, despite being incredibly slight, is ridiculously durable.
Sylvia Fowles sliding over. Yep, she leans in and gets Bonner. A few times a game we see this throughout the course of the WNBA season. Bigs getting fouls called, setting screens on the perimeter. I don't like it. You got to save your fouls for when you're battling inside.
You never did that, Rebecca.
I don't think the coaches let me out there.
Dupree, out of a triple team, finds Bonner. She wasn't quite set to shoot. She gets hit from behind by Moore, and no one's going to contest that call. DeWanna Bonner will go to the line.
Phoenix has done such a good job of getting to the line this entire second half. It's what's kept them going in a half when they have struggled to find points any other way.
Fourth team foul on Minnesota, so Phoenix will be shooting the rest of the way. Hey, after the Cincinnati-Memphis tilt on ESPN tonight, join John Anderson and John Butchergross as they break down the game and bring you all the action from the MLB pennant races. SportsCenter at night, kicking off when the game ends on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN. Bonner knocks down both free throws. She is now 5 of 5 from the line, 15 points, the only member of Phoenix in double figures. Four of the starting 5 in double figures for Minnesota. Whalen the only one that's not.
Interesting to see Whalen not on the floor the stretch of the game.
Shot clock at 3, Moore short, and Griner catches the rebound. It's just a 6-point game. Mercury with the basketball. Charguy nearly lost the dribble. Dupree out of a double. 7 to shoot. Curry forces it up, couldn't get it to go. And Augustus the rebound, under 90 seconds remaining.
Good attack by Curry. Smart job by Sylvia Fowles to retreat at the end to not pick up another foul.
It's closing time, and the ball is in Maya Moore's hands. And the ball is in the hoop. Maya Moore knows how to finish. 9-point Minnesota lead.
Sorry, kids.
Feeling dead on your feet?
I've been on my feet all day.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles have a unique gel wave design for outrageous comfort that helps you feel more energized. Dr. Scholl's, feel the energy.
If you can't put a feeling into words, why try? Philips Sonicare leaves your mouth with a level of clean like you've never felt before, making it the most loved electric toothbrush brand by Americans and their dentists. Innovation in you. Philips Sonicare.
Well, Minnesota with a 9-point game 1 lead, 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Phoenix still with some hope with 70 seconds remaining, but Maya Moore doing everything she can to crush any hopes of a comeback that Phoenix has. She has 17 points now, just 7 of 20 shooting. But Rebecca, she continues to hit the shots when it matters most.
Nothing phases her. Maya Moore could have been 0 for 15 and still would have as much confidence taking that shot as she would at any other time.
Charguy finds Griner, a little elbow jumper, rims off, out to Dupree. Bonner will pop the 3 and hit.
Maya Moore, you've got to know that DeWanna Bonner has that kind of range and get a hand up clutch shot by DeWanna Bonner.
Moore has to get it in, finds Cruz, who's fouled by Bonner. Now, Phoenix with just its first team foul. Now the next one will send Minnesota to the line. Not this one. 2 fouls in the final minute does it. So a timeout taken. Minnesota holding on to a 6-point lead. They will inbound it. We'll step aside for a moment. 50.3 to go in game 1.
The new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander has been completely redesigned with over 100 improvements. In fact, we changed so much that one spokesperson couldn't do it justice.
The Outlander's had some very impressive work done.
The front wiper de-icer melts.
The interior is exquisitely appointed.
Quieter, cabin.
The dramatically transformed 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander, the most advanced CUV we've ever made, well equipped for under $23,000.
Well, a 6-point Minnesota lead, 50.3 seconds remaining. in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, a best-of-3 series. Third straight year that these teams are meeting in the conference finals, fourth time in the last 5 years.
Phoenix right now will look to get a steal immediately. If they don't get it, they will foul unless Maya Moore gets the ball back, and then they will try to foul someone besides Maya.
Moore has to get it in, finds Brunson, who's fouled immediately. Dupree got there just quick enough before Brunson could toss it back to Moore. And Rebecca Brunson, if you're wondering, a 68% career free throw shooter, but this year shot it at 83%.
Minnesota as a team at 82%. They are very efficient from the free throw line.
The only free throw that Minnesota shot in the second half came off a technical foul. That one is true for Brunson. Brunson misses the second. Life for Phoenix. Down 7. Curry seeking help. Bonner with a bomb and another make. DeWanna Bonner doesn't want the show to end.
DeWanna Bonner has made plenty of big shots for this Phoenix Mercury team this season, including a game winner against Tulsa earlier in the year.
21 points for Bonner, a 4-point Minnesota lead.
Welcome to Sports Center. We are men wearing makeup, talking about sports. Let's turn our attention to the National League.
Growing up, my father played a huge role in my life.
From the beginning, my dad has always instilled this confidence in us that is unwavering.
In everything that we do, he tells us to do it to the best of our ability.
My dad and my stepdad really turned me into the woman I am today.
My dad and brother are so encouraging. That gives you all the confidence in the world.
Dad, thank you for believing in me and helping me believe in myself.
38.5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Lynx a 64-60 lead on the Mercury, but a couple of prayer threes answered by DeWanna Bonner to still make this a game down the stretch, Rebecca.
And this is a Phoenix Mercury team who has been here before. They know how to make big go-ahead or tying shots. DeWanna Bonner has hit 2 of them this year. Leilani Mitchell has hit 2 game-winning 3-point shots as well. Dangerous Phoenix Mercury team if they have any kind of life at the end of the game.
The rest of the league at 6 field goals of that kind combined. 5 for the Mercury as a team. Whalen back in will inbound for Minnesota. Either team with a foul to give. Whalen gets it to fouls, and Griner immediately hugs her. Not what Whalen wanted to do, but she didn't have a choice.
Did not have a choice. That was the last option. Sylvia Fowles, 73% free throw shooter, but the worst free throw shooter on the floor for Minnesota.
Brunson off the floor for the first time tonight. Fouls. Misses. Phoenix with 1 timeout remaining, Minnesota with 2. And Rebecca Brunson will check back in. She will come and grab Lindsay Whalen.
Rebecca Brunson can switch out defensively on guards. She can play big players. They have her in the game so that when Phoenix sets screens, she can switch defensively.
Rebecca Brunson's rest, her first break of the night, 1 second on the game clock. Fouls, misses them both, but Brunson, of course, with the offensive rebound.
And Rebecca Brunson can also do that. How important and vital has she been to this team in the playoffs, Ryan? She has been terrific. We have talked about her, and this is why. Because she makes plays like that.
19 rebounds for Brunson, who misses the free throw. She has had a 20-rebound game in her career. Minnesota keeping Phoenix alive with these missed free throws down the stretch. Brunson got that one to rim in. 5-point game. Phoenix still has to hurry. Jargon, ball in her hands. Bonner has hit 2 straight threes. Curry tries to step back, not a good look. Great defense from Augustus, controlled by Minnesota.
Foul right away.
Nobody wants to foul Moore. They may not have a choice. They don't. Moore will go to the line, and that may do it. Minnesota did an excellent job of denying Dawana Bonner that last time down the floor, and Sandy Brondello's team 18.4 seconds away from falling behind 1-0 in this conference finals.
This free throw obviously important because it can make this game go from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game.
Taking a look at the series schedule, Sunday on ESPN, it'll be game 2 in Phoenix at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, a game 3, if necessary, on ESPN2. Back here in Minnesota. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or access the WNBA app. Well, Maya Moore connects on both free throws, 19 points for Moore. A 7-point Minnesota lead, and Rebecca Brunson has led the offensive rebounding brigade.
And it's been so important for Minnesota here tonight because they have struggled in terms of their field goal percentage, but Rebecca Brunson has gotten them second opportunities at the most important times. None more important than this one with less than a minute to go and at the free throw line. Energy things that she does for this team. Now Phoenix and Sandy Brondello out of timeouts.
Brunson, 19 total rebounds, 7 offensive. Her 19 rebounds, tied for the 3rd most in WNBA playoff history. Bonner will heave, way off the mark, scattered loose ball. Who's gonna get to it? It's fouls. She tosses it out of bounds to Cheryl Reeve, who has a wry smile on her face, knowing that that's not exactly what she wants fouls to do, but looking at the clock, it's more or less benign at this point.
That was more of a wry frown, if there can be such a thing.
You know what? I'll take it. But a hotly contested defensive battle here in game 1. The home team has won in this meeting the last 11 times these two teams have played, regular or postseason, and it is about to be 12 as Cheryl Reeve empties out the bench.
Assistant coach Jim Peterson giving Rebecca Brunson a huge hug. He works with the post players. I don't think anyone's prouder of her performance than he is tonight.
Phoenix will slip to 0-4 all-time in Minnesota in the playoffs. It's all cosmetic from here as the batted ball goes out of bounds with 0.8 to go in this 4th quarter. Minnesota is going to be 1 win away from heading to the WNBA Finals. Phoenix, the defending champs. And game 1 belongs to the Lynx. 67-60 the final. And Minnesota improves to 19-2 all-time at home in the playoffs. Sylvia fouls a big game 1. 12 points and 14 rebounds. Maya Moore with 19 points. Big buckets down the stretch. And how about the effort from Rebecca Brunson? 13 points, 19 rebounds, and she gets to chat with Holly Rowe.
Well, Rebecca, you played all but 7.8 seconds in this game tonight. Were you dying out there?
No, I wasn't. You know, you can't save anything. You can't be tired. It's a mental thing, and you just got to give it everything you got.
Every time you came up with another big rebound, what did you think in your mind of how you were contributing, helping this team get this win?
Oh, my gosh. I know that they rely on me a lot for that. And any extra possessions I can get us is very helpful. So, you know, it gives them a lot of energy. It gives me energy, so I'm just going to go after them.
Knowing that the team that's won the Western Conference has gone on to win the championship the last 3 years, how crucial was this win tonight?
Oh, it's important. You know, we wanted to set the tone tonight. We didn't want to allow them to come in here and steal one, so we knew this was very important.
Thank you.
Yep.
Warrior.
Thank you.
The final score, Minnesota 67, Phoenix 60. Game 1 belongs to the Lynx. Sunday, the conference finals continue with a doubleheader on ESPN beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. For producer Beth Chappell, Director Bonnie Riley, our statistician Stevie LeBeau, Rebecca Lobo, and Holly Rowe. I'm Ryan Rucco. Coming up next, it's the 2015 World Series of Poker. You have a good night from Minneapolis.